Hey everyone, it's Monday, last day in August, August 31st, 2015. Um, Weekend went well. I just basically chilled for a little bit. I did work a lot on a client project that I need to get finished up, and that's almost done. I ran into an issue. So this application, its main interface is email. I'm going to write I'm going to do a talk on this, but its main interface is email. So I was implementing replies. So if somebody starts a discussion and somebody replies to that, I want it to kind of go underneath as another thread of that discussion. And you can do that in email by looking at the in reply to header, and if it exists, you can get this message ID and then find that message ID. The way I'm going to implement it is find the message ID. If the message ID doesn't exist for some reason, because those message IDs can be different based on where they sent them, I'm going to do some regex on the subject. But the place where I got stuck is I was using Gridler, as you know, and it wasn't sending over the headers at all, like no headers. Which is really weird. I don't know if it's a Gridler issue or if it's the adapter for Gridler. So we're using Mandrill. So I'm going to try today to kind of use SendGrid and see if that works. So I got stuck with that. My plan was to finish that client up, but I got stuck with that yesterday. The other problem with using Mandrill is like Mandrill now on Heroku does not have a free. It's like all the plugins are following like Heroku's. Let me go here. There's following like Heroku's less of a free tier option, which is a bad thing. So I think SendGrid still has a free option, so that might be another benefit of just moving over to SendGrid. So I mostly worked on that all weekend. I did do some of my main client, a couple hours of work with them. But my idea was to clear my plate for Tatsu this week, well, this week and going forward from having two clients. So Keith left, I mentioned Keith left Tatsu last week. He's finishing up a feature this week, and then I have to go through and do all the admin-y stuff, you know, remove them from GitHub and the bank account and I don't know if I have to do anything with the incorporation. I probably do. So that's just another pain that I have to do. Let's see what else. Oh, the other thing with Tatsu is over the weekend I was watching all of the Jason Fried and Nathan Cockney videos. And he mentioned, so they're releasing a new version of Basecamp. Basecamp is. And they mentioned they have this feature in the new version called repeating questions. And that High-Rise, Nathan and his team are actually using them for stand-ups. Sounds a lot like Tatsu. So that's a little scary, but they're using it over email, which sorry, I got this like thread or something. And I need a haircut. Look at this mullet. What the fuck is going on? Yeah, so that sounds like a lot like Tatsu. A little scary because it's Basecamp doing it. But we were planning on doing email engine, so I got to finish up the feature I'm working on. The other thing I want to implement is the add to Slack button. I got to look into that. I think that will cut down on a step in setup, because right now when you sign up, you do an OAuth thing to Slack, and then you have to copy and paste a incoming webhook from Slack into Tatsu. And I think if we do the add to Slack button that they just released last week, that'll cut down on that step. You can just basically click that button and we'll get an incoming webhook. I think. I have not even looked into it, but I want to do that, implement that ASAP. And then I want to start on the email engine ASAP. We were going to do a different engine, but with the announcement of the Basecamp thing, I want to get the email engine going, which will feed out our API, which will help us figure out what our API looks like. So then we can start building. We have plans for an iPhone app, things like that. So exciting things with Tetsu, but I needed to get this client off my plate in order to go forward with that. What else is happening? Meeting this week with some pretty cool people in Toledo about a secret project I'm working on. I can't talk much about it, and I know it sucks and it's stupid, but it's another business type of thing. And I know I'm spread out all over the place, but that's how I roll, man. So if this happens, though, obviously some other things will have to drop. Tetsu will not be one of them, but client work maybe, which would be a good thing. Now, it's something I'm passionate about, so I'm kind of excited. Had a few meetings last week to talk about this. So kind of taking it slow right now, but this may speed things up, this meeting this week. And that's about it. Just work and hustling, man. The one thing that I did do is start watching Narcos on Netflix. It's really good. I thought it was going to be good. It's really good. Saw the first 2 episodes only because I have to watch it with my wife, who doesn't have as much computer time as me. But actually, you can't really watch Narcos in work because it has subtitles because everything's in Spanish. So, but it's really well done. It reminds me of when I was watching Entourage, and he did that movie called Medellin, if you ever watched Entourage. But it's basically a fictional take on Pablo Escobar. But they show some like real life footage in there. It's pretty sweet. I'd recommend it. Yeah, that's it, man. That's all I got. So today I'm just working on my main client, Tetsu, and hopefully tomorrow I can tell you I released a feature for Tetsu. Oh, and I also have to, this is the last day for CodeMash submissions. So I'm going to work on, I have 3 talk ideas for CodeMash. And I have to get those out today. So always wait till the last minute on that. All right, see you guys. Peace.